Hello everyone. In this video, I just want to show you what these features actually look like. So let's start with problem number 1. I'm just going to go to Desmos and type this in. Okay, so here's our function, and we can see that it does have a slant asymptote because both of the ends are slanted on a line right there. So that's one way that you can tell that there is no horizontal asymptote. A horizontal asymptote, both of the ends would have been like straight across right there. So this is a slant asymptote. That's why there was no horizontal asymptote. We also had no holes, so you won't see any holes here. But we do have 2 vertical asymptotes. So let's look and see what those look like. A vertical asymptote is where there's a break in the graph that is vertical, just straight up and down. And you can see, we can check our answer. This was happening at x equals 3. So see how it just filled in that gap? And it was also happening at x equals negative 1. So you can see that these vertical asymptotes did fill in the gaps on our graph right there. And if you were to zoom in and just look, it is approaching those lines, but it's actually never touching. So that's what an asymptote is a line that the graph never touches. So let's look at the second one. And I just want to show you that that is what we got. No horizontal asymptote, no holes, and then vertical asymptotes at 3 and negative 1. So now we're going to look at this second one here. Okay, and here it is. And we can see that there actually is a horizontal asymptote here. We see that there is a line right there that it's not touching, and then we also have a line here that it's not touching. So this one did have a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0, and I'll show you what that looks like. This is what we got on our graph. And you can see this is indeed the line that it is approaching, but never touching. So there's that y equals 0 line right there that it's not touching. We also found that there was a vertical asymptote at x equals negative 4. Okay, so there was the other line that we're looking at there. And then we also found one more point that is where it just doesn't exist, and that is at positive 3. So let's just try to plug in positive 3. Or we can look at the table. So let's just look at the table. And you'll see if I plug in 3, it's going to say undefined. So let's go to 3 right now on our graph. 3. And you'll notice that if you go just right, a little hole will pop up right there. So at 3, it is undefined. So it actually doesn't have a y value that it says, but that's because it is undefined. So, and sorry, it's kind of hard to make it stay. There we go. Okay, so yes, it is undefined, but we wanted to figure out where is that happening on the y-axis? Where is the hole going on? The reason that it's undefined is because that is happening in its not simplified form. So if you would plug that back into the regular form, you would get undefined. That's why you have to plug it into the simplified. Okay, so let's go look. We had a hole, horizontal asymptote at y equals 0, hole at 3 2/7. So let's just look and see if that is where the hole was. Okay, and you can see that that is where the hole happened that we were looking at earlier at 3. You can see right there, 3 2/7. So you can check your work by plugging things back in. Okay, let's look at the fourth one here. So we have 2x minus 6 divided by x minus 4. You can see the vertical asymptote here. You can also see the horizontal asymptote. So let's type in the horizontal asymptote we got, which was y equals 2. You can see it fills in that gap. And then we also had a vertical asymptote at x equals 4. And we did not get any holes for this problem, so this is just your asymptotes here. Okay, let's look at, and you can see 2 and 4. Let's look at this very last problem. We have x squared plus 5x plus 6, all divided by x squared minus 9. Okay, And you can see that we do have a horizontal asymptote. We also have a vertical asymptote. You can't see the holes, so that's one thing that you do have to try to find. So y equals 1 is our horizontal, and then we got our vertical as x equals 3. But then we also had a hole, okay? So our hole is happening at -3 and 1/6. So let's just drag over to -3 and see if it does pop up a hole there. Okay, and you can see at -3 it does say undefined. So let's just double check that our value is going right over that. We got -3 and then 1/6. And you can see that this is exactly where that hole was on our regular graph because it shows up right there. So that is the correct value of the y value of the hole. All right, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helped you out a little bit more visually speaking, and maybe it will help you out with a multiple choice question on these features. Hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.